Alright, ladies and gentlemen, CJ11 here, and after a long time, I have finally decided to make a collection update video. Now, there are two reasons why I'm doing this. Number one, I want to capitalize off, people talking about Angry Birds due to the third movie and whatnot, and, secondly, I really needed to upload a video, and, might as well this one, a big video, showing off the entire collection. So without further ado, let's begin. Oh, by the way, you might as well consider this a 1K special. Alright, so firstly, we got Red, the leader of the Angry Birds. Now, this is my new Red that Fox Gamer got me, and yeah, he's as good as new. I made his spots along with Fox Gamer, and yeah, that's Red. Let's put you here. Alright, so this is Chuck. I think Chuck needs a replacement more than Red, but I still haven't replaced Chuck. It's still going on with the old Chuck, and yeah. So these two, Coolios, and even though it's not his old brother, it's still Red, right? Yeah, so, replacing Red for Season 2 was a difficult choice, but I'll get into that in a minute when I'm showing out the extras, but yeah. It was not easy, but I did replace Red. So here's Bomb. I don't think I'll ever have to replace this Bomb. It's amazing. Yeah. Here is my Matilda. Yeah, she's basically in near perfect condition. Love this figure. There we go. Now here are the blues. So this is Jim, the youngest one, because he's the newest one I got. Here is Jake, the middle child. And here is Jay, the oldest, because he's the first one I got. He actually came in with the same pack as Hal. So Hal, Hal, and Jack the Lumberjack, they came in the same 3-pack, which I bought secondhand. Which, it's been like a decade or something, wow. Oh, by the way, speaking of Hal, here is Hal. He came in the same pack as Jay, and he's also in near perfect condition. I have many extra Hals, so like, I'm not shying away from damaging him, but even after all the recordings, even after 2 seasons of TLAB, he is still in perfect condition. And there we go. Now, keep in mind, all these are in excellent condition because, number one, I wash them frequently, and number two, I actually don't wash them frequently, so yeah. So sometimes it's okay to keep them a little dirty. Don't always wash them, because if you do, sometimes the mold just gets bigger, as you can see with Chuck. I mean, the reason Chuck's bottom half is like this big, it's not intentional, actually, because when it, it consumes too much water, that just kind of happens, unfortunately. So ever since the last collection, another thing has changed. Terrence. I'm sure you've seen my unpacking short, and yeah, one of my friends, we traded it with him. I gave him plushies because I no longer need plushies, and I genuinely am not interested in collecting them. He gave me this magnificent figure. If you're watching this, homies, thank you once again. It was an amazing honor. By the way, guys, don't mind me recording this in my bed because like I have nowhere else to record this. I've been studying really hard for the past few months, and I just have no place in my room. It's just super messy. I haven't tied up everything, and if I were to record somewhere, there's nowhere to record. So yeah, that's Terrence, magnificent figure. I'm really glad that I got him. And compared to everyone else, he's very size accurate. So yeah. I'm also gonna compare him with my old Terrence when, I get the chance. Alright, here is Bubbles. Now, I always tell about the story about how I got this Bubbles. I think I did in both of my collection videos. But basically, I've been really wanting this figure for ages, and I think it has been 4 years, yeah. 4 years ago, a relative of mine, thank you so much, she had some relatives living in Germany, and we negotiated with them, and, they bought it for us, and she brought it over here, and yeah, that's how I basically got Bubbles, because most of these figures you see over here, besides Terrence, they all were bought from Turkey, besides Red. Fox Gamer gave me this Red, but all of the rest of the figures you see here, they are from Turkey, but these 3 are actually not. That guy's from Germany, this guy is also from Germany, I think, not too sure, and of course Bubbles is also from Germany. Unfortunately, Western Roundup wasn't sold here in Turkey, so I had to acquire Bubbles with different means, basically. So here's something else that has also changed since the last collection video. I have made myself a brand new Stella. And I can't lie, I am so proud of this figure. I think it turned out excellently. I think it's incredibly accurate. I think it's size accurate with Chuck too. So yeah. About Stella. Now, I first did the body, and then it has cracked a little bit, but you should expect that by now. I think it's normal. So then I tied up the tail, and yeah. Now the reason why I switched to Stella. Now some people were kind of pissed. And, I explained it to Fox Gamer too, but basically, the other Stella, the Mattel Stella, is very, very rare. And I think it's quite risky filming with that thing. So I've decided to replace Stella, and I honestly thought that the Mattel figure was also kind of ugly and size inaccurate. So, yeah, we replaced the figure, and I think this Stella is pretty good, yeah. If she ever breaks, I'll be super sad, but at least, she's cool. Here we have Silver. She's another thing that has changed ever since the last video. I made this while I was at my cousin's house. I think I live streamed it. I'm not too sure. I think it was Gordon who I live streamed. Anyway, so here is Silver. She looks amazing. I made one for Fox Gamer too. Yeah, she's size accurate, and I think she's a net improvement on my old Silver. Of course, we cannot forget Icebird. I absolutely love this figure. I think this is one of the best figures in Mattel, come to think of it. Now, unfortunately, my boy got done dirty in the Angry Birds Movie 3 because they didn't make it a space movie. But they do have him in the new Angry Birds Slingshot Stories. I forgot his name. I think it's a YouTube series. Yeah, they have him there. Yeah, he got dirty. He could have been on the big screen, but hey, at least he's acknowledged nowadays. After being abandoned for a decade. I know it's very unfortunate, mate, but you have to deal with it. Now, wrapping up the OG flock, we got Minnie, the fan character made by my cousin. Now, I'm gonna replace Minnie's figurine because it's getting really dirty, really old, and you can see its eyebrows chipped off and everything. And honestly, you can't really tell his design or anything, so yeah, I think an improvement is kind of necessary. But I'll put him here in front, just to, open some room for everyone else. Alright, now I'm going to show you the 3 newcomers that Rovia has introduced over the past 3 years. So, here, firstly, we have Melody. So, funny story about Melody. You might have noticed a few things have changed about my Melody. Number 1, this middle thing here is gone because I wanted to make her more design accurate, and now Fox knows about this. Okay, so hold on, let me explain you the full story. So basically, I was filming, I think it was King Pig's Independence Day. Me and Fox had filmed it, and Fox was just showing up there, he had done his job. And I was, kind of bringing over all the props and putting them back into place in my drawers. So, while that was going on, I was trying to be quick because, we gotta sleep and shit. We had somewhere to go tomorrow. I was, showing him around my town. And while I was doing that, I was, trying to be quick. I didn't just drop Melody. She just freaking jumped out of my hand. She just jumped out of my hand, and she got cracked really badly. And me and Fox, desperately patched her up, and this was the best we could get. And this thing right here was lost, and conveniently, apparently that was no longer a part of her design, or maybe I just mismade my Melody and hadn't noticed it for like 2 years. But yeah, so yeah, basically that's what happened. And I think, not gonna lie, she's kind of better now, except for this part. I gotta fix that part, but I'll find a way to. But I think she's still good. Comment down below if you think she looks better or not. But yeah, I think you can see some of the cracks. But yeah, that's basically what happened. Rest in peace, old Melody, but at least I didn't have to remake her completely. That would have been a nightmare. Okay, now secondly, we got Joe, the non-binary bird. Now, you might be asking, what happened to Joe's eyebrows and why are they so tiny now? I lost one of them. I didn't have black clay, and it was convenient to do it like this, and I think it looks better. Now, the only issue here is that his, these white parts of his eyes, I don't know what they're called, Jesus Christ, but I made them too big. I'm gonna remake Joe. Like, I won't make a completely new figure, but I'm gonna just, remake this figure, basically. There's really not an interesting story behind this Joe figure. I made him in a hurry because while I was making Melody, Rovio actually dropped Joe. Yeah, it was an interesting occurrence, to say the least. These two are the perfect duo, though, not gonna lie. The pop stars. And, here we have another guy joining them, completely unrelated, but here is Gordon Mordecai, or Baldwin. Now, we all know Gordon is really cool, actually. He fucking rocks. Come on now. Yeah, to be honest, at first I didn't like Gordon, but over time he has grown on me, and I made this figure while I was streaming it. Some of you guys were there. I think it was a fun stream. We had some conversations and stuff, and even though his color is kind of inaccurate, not gonna lie, I didn't get it completely right. It's still a figure that I'm incredibly proud of, and I think it's an incredibly accurate figure. And I think I did a pretty good job with it. Now, here and there, these spikes kind of pop off, and I have to glue them back on. But besides that, 10 out of 10 figure. I'm really proud of myself. Yeah, I know that was kind of egotistical, but, whatever. Now, the next ones we have are the Finland duo, Ollie and Tony. Now, there is a new Ollie in Angry Birds Movie 3, which I should ask you guys. I'm going to make a poll if you would like to see the Angry Birds Movie 3 characters made. I'm going to make the Angry Birds Movie 2 characters, Courtney and Gary. But, so here's Ollie, the first Ollie, the hockey bird. He does have his stick. Jessica, hold on. Okay, so I brought over Gordon's axe. I don't know what to call it. It's just Gordon's axe. And here is Ollie's hockey stick, Jessica, which he's obsessed over. So yeah, I recently remade my hockey bird figure. I'm really proud of how this turned out. I mean, he's kind of size inaccurate, but I really don't care, really. Like, I think it's pretty good. And here is Tony, which we made together with Fox Gamer. Now, I'm really proud of how this turned out. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but, I think he's a really great attempt. So, yeah, we also made Fox a Mattel Tony. And, you guys saw the video and how this was made. This is exactly how I made my old Tony. So, yeah, that's what has basically changed. And I think the colors this time around are more accurate. I didn't make his chest area, but that's because I think it looks better like this. Because the other color, I don't think it looked that good, to be honest, and I prefer it like this, so I just kept it like that. So yeah, that's the main flock. But hold on, we do have a few more Angry Birds, because oh my god, there's so many Angry Birds. Like, genuinely, like, right now, I can literally, oh my god, you know what, let's just move on. You'll see it for yourselves. It's kind of a pain making Angry Birds figures, not gonna lie. Now, before we go on to the other Angry Birds, I forgot one Angry Bird, the most big one of them all, Mighty Eagle. Oh, sorry about that, Matilda. So here's Mighty Eagle, my custom Mighty Eagle. He still holds up to date. I think Gerard's new one is better, but I don't think I'll be able to top him anytime soon, and I just really don't have the time to put an effort to remaking or, just kind of, overhauling this figure, so he will remain like this for a very long time. I'm really proud of how this turned out, even though his beak is kind of sometimes messy. It's alright. I'm really proud of this figure. Now, we can actually move on. Wait, hold on, we can't. Hold on a second. Now, technically, this does not count as a figure, but we have Bubbles' puffed up form. Now, this is a 8-inch bubble plush. Now, this is technically my biggest bird. Technically. So yeah, we got puffed up Bubbles. Now, before I forget about them, and I did forgot about them, genuinely. I'm a dumbass, they're not forgettable characters, I fucking love them. But, the Angry Birds Stella cast, yeah, so here we have Willow. I think this is, like, my best figure ever, in my opinion. Took a lot of effort to make this. But yeah, she looks great. I spent a lot of effort, yeah, she looks great. So, here is, Poppy. Now, I did try to make another Poppy. It did not go so great. I need to make another Poppy. I'm gonna have 3 Poppies, I guess, until I get it right. But basically, it's the Poppy I have. You know, not perfect, but like, I mean, she does the job, I guess. Now here's another good figure, Dahlia. I think she is also pretty good. And here we have another mediocre figure, Luca. Now, you might be asking, what happened to Luca's beak? I first made him, then I lost the beak because it got broken somehow. And while I was recording, I forgot to remake it, and I just kept it in the episode like that. Luca's only appeared in one episode, by the way. I mean, all of them have technically appeared in one episode, and that's like the Christmas special. Yeah, I think we should have seen them more in TLAB, I agree, but I mean, to be honest, there's barely any room. Come on now. So yeah, since there's barely any room, we have to keep them out. Don't worry, I'll make it Stella special. I'll, occasionally make cameos of them. And I'll, of course, remake Luca and Poppy. But yeah. Oh, by the way, while I was trying to put them back in place, her hair came off. Now, are those all of the Angry Birds? Well, main cast-wise, main Angry Birds faction, yeah, this is all of the Angry Birds. Quite a lot of characters, but now, next we have the Bad Piggies. By the way, there are other bird factions, it's just the main flock. I mean, not technically the main flock, but, whatever. Now, when starting with the Bad Piggies, I have always started off with King Pig, but this time around, I actually won't, because the most iconic Bad Piggies isn't the King Pig, but in fact, it's the Minion Pig, so why not start off with Samson and Gregory, the most iconic Minion Pigs out there. Now, Samson and Gregory, these two, I got these from my first Mattel board game, which was Knock on Wood, the 2013 international version. But the name Samson and Gregory comes from Gerard Redbird's ABFA series. So in Angry Birds Fantastic Adventures, these guys are King Pig's personal bodyguards, and it's the same in TLAB pretty much. So might as well introduce them first because, I mean, I love these two so much. They're like the inseparable duo. So yeah, that's Samson and Gregory, the two Minion Pigs that I'm actually able to distinguish. Next we have, not King Pig, but Corporal Pig. Now I made this figure recently, I think it was last summer. Yeah, it was an upgrade on my old Corporal Pig figure, and I'm really proud of it. It turned out amazingly, and I think it looks amazing. Yeah, it's just a great figure. Even though, it's still flawed, it's falling apart. But yeah, I mean, every custom figure falls apart. You can ask it to anyone who has made a custom figure. Next, we have another pig that's actually more iconic than King Pig. Yeah, King Pig's really not gonna like this one, but here we have Four-Man Pig, or he used to be called Grandpa Pig. Now, I absolutely love this figure again. I think Mattel did a really great job with this. Now, there was requests for me to make his eye blue, but I'm fine with it being the way it is. I have plenty of Four-Man Pigs. I mean, I'm not really losing anything by making it blue, but I just don't like it. I mean, would it make it more Toons accurate? Sure, but yeah. By the way, here is his construction lines. Now, Gerard made like something here, like a symbol, a blue pig nose symbol to indicate that he's the chief of the construction workers, but I don't feel the need to do that right now. Maybe in the future. Oh, by the way, his hat is actually kind of mismade because it's a knockoff hat, but I still use it. Now, we did him dirty for far too long. Here's King Pig. I recently replaced my King Pig because the last one was just absolutely atrocious. Now, it was not my fault, alright? I tried to explain this many times, but it was not my fault. The figure was the way it was because it was like that when I bought it. I tried to fix it, it just didn't work. And this one wasn't perfect either. When it came, it was not actually broken, but while it was, coming over here, it got broken in the mail. I had to glue his ear back on. It drops here and there while recording, but it's fine right now. It's stable, so it's not a problem. So yeah, here's King Pig, the king of the pigs. He's a Mattel figure, but unlike the rest of the Mattel figures, it's not a rubber plastic figure. It's just normal plastic, and it's an activity figure. You scan it in the game and, get rewards. I'm sorry. I think you got a game mode. Yeah, a game mode. I never played it. I don't think I have ever. Maybe I haven't. I don't remember, but yeah. Now, here we have another iconic pig, Chef Pig. The French revolutionist. The one who brought about piggy nationalism. Yeah, so this is Chef Pig. I also made him recently along with Corporal Pig. Really proud of how he turned out. And, him shrinking in size was actually pretty freaking great because when he did, he actually became more size accurate. You know, Crumple Pig also shrinked in size. I hope they stop shrinking in size because that's really becoming a problem. As long as they stay the way they are, they're perfect. So yeah, that was Chef Pig. I made his mustaches out of paper and just, you know, snapped it into his nose, and yeah, that's how he came to be. Now here's another royal pig. I'm not really a royal pig, you know, part of the main pig cast. Here we have Professor Pig. Now I gotta make his glasses, but yeah, this is also one of the pigs that done really well. I think his eyes are great. I think it's really accurate to that one classic sprite of his. And, you know, his color may be inaccurate, but I really couldn't care less. So yeah, that's Professor Pig. He's missing his glasses, but I'll do it one day. One day. I've been saying that for the past 3 years. It's been 3 years since I made this guy, and I've been still saying that. That day has never come. So here's another older pig. The most iconic one. I mean, not the most iconic, but you know, he's my favorite out of these two, even though I love Professor Pig. We got Chronicler Pig. He's a really old figure. He's nearly 4 years old now. I just made him especially for the first episode. You know, he didn't age well. I think, like, his, like, overall face is accurate, but, like, you can tell that this was, like, one of my first figures. He didn't age well, clearly. But I still love this guy. I'm proud of my first few attempts. You know, you gotta take those baby steps, guys. Otherwise, you know, you can't get to better figures. Next, we have Handsome Pig. Now, he has a removable wig. Really love it. He's a Donald Trump parody, and yeah. I mean, Donald Trump is not handsome, but yeah. Now, at some point, I will improve his wig because this ain't really doing him any favors. But for now, I think it's fine. Now, next we have Hector Borco. He's a very nice figure, and that's about it, really. Oh boy, I forgot 2 more pigs that were more important than these 2. I should have gone in order, but firstly, we got the most iconic Bad Piggy of all, Ross, the main protagonist of Bad Piggies. Yeah, he's just basically a Mattel figure that I gave, you know, wrinkles to, and yeah, basically now he's Ross. Next, we have Mechanic Pig, his trusted British companion that is addicted to watching James Bond films. As typical of a British guy will get. But here's another British man that you saw his life in depth in a TLAB episode. We got Jack the Lumber Lovin' Lumberjack. Now, I absolutely love Jack the Lumber Lovin' Lumberjack. Why, you might be asking? Because he's Jack the Lumber Lovin' Lumberjack, what can I say? Now, this guy is just, yeah, he came in the same package as Hal and Jay. And this guy's just, you know, construction hat pig figure, nothing special, but I can distinguish him thanks to him being a little, yeah, his eyes being a little messed up. So yeah, that's Jack the Lumber Lovin' Lumberjack, or the construction hat pig. Now here's another pig that's really important. Here we have Hambo. He's just another minion pig that I have given an accessory to, and he looks really great with it. And unfortunately, wearing this for ages has kind of made him, yeah, like that. But, you know, it's alright. I think Gerard also had a similar situation, but his was far worse, I think. It also left a mark over here, but his bandana was more like this. Mine is more like around next to his eyes. So yeah, that's Hambo. So now we have a few more pigs that's really, not really important, but here we have Scar Eyes. It's just an eye patch pig, or as he's more commonly referred to as Eye Patch. Here we have a more important pig, Earl the Cowboy Pig. He's just a K'NEX pig that's wearing a cowboy hat from Western Roundup. I don't know if I'll ever get a, you know, a K'NEX cowboy hat, so yeah. Basically, we're just using this one. And I'm fine with it, in my opinion. It works just fine. You know, it isn't attached and it falls off, but it's not really a problem. Next, we have Agent K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Now, the reason he's called K-I-S-S-I-N-G is not because he likes kissing, it's just because I thought it was dumb. Yeah, brain rot has consumed me too, what can I say? So yeah, that's Agent K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Now I think I need to round these guys up over there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I have picked a few pigs that I felt like were important, that I would quickly mention them and show off the piggy army. But first we have Captain Snore, the pirate pig. This guy's from Pirate Pig Attack. So yeah, here we have a bird ally, Piggy McCool. I made this guy. Over time, unfortunately, due to the clay I use, he kind of declined. He had to fell off. But yeah, this is basically Piggy McCool. He still looks good today, but like, if the clay hadn't failed me, he would have looked better. So yeah, that was Piggy McCool. Now we have another bird ally. Here we have Postman Pig. Now it's just a Mattel pig figure with a postman hat, and the bag is attached to the hat, as you can see. Yeah, it's just a Postman Pig, nothing really special. Then we have another bird ally. Oh my god. We have so many bird allies, but basically, here is Piggiana Jones. I made him using this, those planet module things. I just used green acrylic paint and, this is also clay. And basically that's how I made him. He's kind of big, but I really don't care. So here are a few other pigs that I built, I made with that same technique. The first one I made with that technique, as you can tell, is Hat Piglet, because you can tell that the paint isn't as good as it was on this one. But yeah, basically here's Hat Piglet. I'm really proud of how this figure turned out. It looks excellent. The hat, the everything. Yeah, it's just an amazing figure. So here's the final figure I made using that technique. Here we have this pilot pig, jetpack pig, I think it's called. Yeah, so yeah, his jetpack, it ain't anything crazy. But yeah, the main thing is basically his eyes and, I mean, not his eyes, his goggles. So yeah, that's Jetpack Pig, and I attached this to make it look like he's kind of smiling. I think it looks good. So here we have that stalking pig from the Angry Birds Toons shorts. What am I even saying? Yeah, I made this guy. I didn't make a sausage thing. I couldn't be bothered to do it. I think it's pretty clear enough who this guy is. So yeah. Now here we have some of the rarest Mattel figures. Here we have Frozen Pig. Here we have Frozen 4-Man Pig, the rarest one. I had 3 of these guys at some point. Yeah, so one I gave to Fox, another I also gave to Fox. So here we have Girl Pig, or Ross's girlfriend. I know this guy ain't. I know she's poorly made, but can you blame me? The standards were low. I cannot. I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't have good clay. That was this is the time when I started experimenting with making the eyes out of paper. Yeah, it didn't turn out the best, but next time it will be better. I hope so. Here we have this Dr. Pig-like guy, Scientist Pig. He ain't anything special, it's just a mad Scientist Pig. Here we have Goliath Pig, and I got help from Gerard while making this, and I still haven't made the back of this guy. I mean, it's convenient, I guess I can use him like this, but yeah. I even made his abdomen, basically. And yeah, he stands thanks to this Jenga-like block, basically. Here we have the Bandit Pig from Angry Birds Epic. He's made with actually a old Mattel pig that I have covered up with clay, basically. Next, we have 3 paper pigs I made back in the day that I have barely used in TLAB, besides in the Halloween special. So we have a witch pig. He has this I don't know what they call this. Oh god, what was it called? The sorting hat, but it's blue, and it also has this red dot on top of it. So yeah, basically, yeah, he's this Harry Potter cosplayer. Basically, he has a invisibility cloak, not the most high quality invisibility cloak, as you can see, but yeah, it's an invisibility cloak. So next we have a pumpkin pig. Really love this one. I think this is the best out of the 3 of them. And here we have a ghost pig. So that's the 3 Halloween pigs. I plan on actually making more of them, but I don't know when that time will come, unfortunately. Finally, we have another jetpack pig, but this time it's the one from Angry Birds 2. Yeah, and that's that's all the pigs that I'm gonna showcase, the special ones, besides the Order of the Demon King, which I'll get into that. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I gotta show you guys, the big figs, the big pig figs. Yeah, so, here's a giant paper craft of El Porcador, the first one I made. Yeah, you can tell that's the first one I made. At one point, I'll change the middle half. I'm just gonna cut it out and, change it. But yeah, I'm really proud of this. I think it turned out great, at least for its time. And yeah, basically that's El Porcador, even though he can barely stand. Now we have another El Porcador, which is Sai Porcador. Yeah, I made this guy recently, so I just made an El Porcador and I attached some, metal on this half, and basically it's Cyber El Porcador. So here's this guy that I've decided to conveniently dub Chapooch. Just a rogue pirate that you will see in the next episode. Now, I think that's all of the big pig figs. At one point, I will do Big Borg from Angry Birds Space, I just don't know when, and the Brute from Angry Birds Epic. It's just a matter of time. Oh, by the way, before I move on to, the pig accessories and the pig army, here's Dankru Gold. I still haven't made his hands, but I will. You go next to the birds. Next, we have pigs with accessories. Here's a pig with a Santa hat. I have about 3 of these. Here we have a reindeer pig. I have 2 of these. Okay, so here is an elf hat pig. I guess you can assume how much I have of these. It's just 1. Now I have 2 helmet pigs, Jack and Edward. I don't know which one's Jack, which one's Edward. It's just mixed up. Alright, so let's name them right now. This one is Edward, and the one without the hole is Jack. Nice. By the way, the reason why this is like this is because apparently it was glued on and I ripped it out. Yeah, my bad. By the way, we have a cowboy hat too. Another one. The other one is the one Earl's wearing, so I just got 2. Now, when it comes to how many pigs I have, I think I have about over 50. I could be mistaken, but yeah, that's basically the amount of pigs I have. It's just a guess, not a perfect guess, but yeah. Now, let's move on to the Angry Birds Space Birds. So now, my space cast is technically incomplete, but because Rovio introduced a bunch of new birds, and I do not have a Space Bubbles yet, not a custom I've made. So here is a Mattel Space Red. Very nice, perfect condition figure. Here we have a Mattel Space Chuck, another perfect condition figure. Here's a very rare and lucrative Mattel Space Bomb. Again, very rare and in perfect condition, nearly perfect condition. Here we have a Mattel Bluebird, Lightning Bird. I just got one of these, and I also have a K'NEX one that I got from a bundle. Yeah. So here is a Monster Terrans that has his, he unfortunately has a bit of his beak chipped, but it's alright, I don't really mind it. So yeah, that's all of the space birds I have, but I do have one space pig, besides Sector Photo. So that space pig in question is this alien pig with 3 eyes. He has cracked a little bit, but it's fine. He actually used to look very good, I promise. But it's just a clay, it has strengthened. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on to extra birds, fan OCs, and others, basically. Then we'll move on to the Order of the Demon King, and that will be the end of the video. Oh, also there's a bonus extra section. So firstly, I'll cover the fan OCs since it's convenient. So here is my OC. Now, I made a new one, but I have decided to keep this because I just love it, man. Come on now, can you blame me? The nostalgia is just too powerful. I can't seem to beat it. So yeah, this is my OC. Here we have my good friend Baldwin's OC. Pretty good. I'm really proud of how I made it. I hope Baldwin likes it too. Baldwin, I would appreciate it if you commented that this was the best Baldwin bird figure ever. Thank you. Alright, so speaking of friends, here we have Electric Bird, the most goated man out there. Now, I can't thank Electric enough because he has been one of my closest friends when it comes to, YouTube, motivation, and just life in general. So, Electric, thank you, man, for everything. And this figure is a tribute to that. And I think I could have made this better. But is it something with the clay? Because I don't remember his hair being like this. I made it better, but apparently it's just a clay. I don't know. So here's the first of my friends that I've made before I was even friends with him. Here is Hero. So I really liked Hero's OC. Yeah, like that's literally actually the story of behind how this figure was made. Now, I know his color has kind of worn off a little bit, but like, so basically I was looking forward to featuring a fan OC in TLAB, and this guy looked great, and you know, I just DM'd Hero, not DM'd. It's like YouTube comment section. But yeah, I just said, you know, can I use Hero? And he said it's free for you to use, and that's basically how I met Hero. It would take a year for us to actually, you know, properly meet, but yeah. A year later, we became friends, and I can't thank Hero enough to, you know, Hero and Electric and Gerard. They have, you know, been some of my closest friends on YouTube, and you know, they're just goats, man. Hero has comforted me throughout many of my journeys in the Angry Birds community and many of my YouTube videos. He has been an inspiration to so many videos on this channel that you may not even guess. Like 2 of the April Fool's specials are his ideas. I'm pretty sure there was this one episode that was his idea, but that does not come to my mind right now. By the way, in the future of TLAB, there will be characters from Hero's Quest that will appear. It's just that right now, university preparation, etc., I do not have the time to make any videos whatsoever. In fact, do not expect any videos this summer besides Meet Gordon Part 2 and the Lightning Chain. So yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of close friends, now here's JP Toaster, a friend of mine from the Angry Birds community. Now, his OC is actually a lot shittier than this. I actually improved it. He'll kill me in the comment section, but I don't care. Yeah, really proud of how this figure turned out. It's not like my best figure ever. It's one of my older figures, but I think it's a great figure for what it is. JP has also been one of my closest friends. He's a really fun guy to be around with, even though, you know, conversations with him is like the type of conversation that an ADHD person would have in his head, but you know. Now, here is the OC of another close friend and a mentor, Gerard. Or more specifically, Rusty, his OC. Now, this figure, I think I made it, you know, it's just to update my old Rusty figure, which was just a paper craft that was really mediocre. But I used Gerard's new Rusty figure as a template, and this figure has stood the test of time. Well, actually not really. It has fallen apart multiple times, and I had to glue everything back on, but yeah. This is one of my favorite figures in my collection. I mean, not only because like it's one of the first times that I got an opportunity to talk to Gerard, but also the fact that, you know, it was like my best figure up until that point. I used like a small trick there to, you know, make it look like, yeah, like the night helmet that it is. So yeah. Now, I don't think I need to introduce Gerard and his impact on this channel or on any Angry Birds show. He has truly, like, revolutionized, I don't think just Angry Birds, but the toy machinima, like, genre in general, I guess, in my opinion. You know, his impact, you know, on me personally and the Angry Birds community cannot be understated. Gerard, thank you for everything, because you were the one who truly, you know, upscaled this medium. If Blue Jay was the one who started it, then Gerard was the one who upgraded it. And, you know, showed us its fullest potential. You know, of course, he personally helped me out with a lot of stuff in TLAB, like making customs, video editing tricks. By the way, fun fact, so you know the time stop trick that Chuck uses? Hold on, I'll just quickly do it right now, actually. So, ladies and gentlemen, the video effect you saw earlier, that editing thing, so, Gerard taught me that in 2023. You know, he like, typed it in, you know, with all its details and shit. And, the dumbass that I am, I know, I'm stupid, good job me, I did not understand it. And it's only like 2 years later, I went back to that message, and, you know, I understood it, you know, 2 years a little late, but, you know, in 2025, in the summer of 2025, I figured it out, and I actually managed to pull it off, and I've been using it to this day. By the way, it's really not that complex, it's just that it was really stupid. So yeah, that's a funny story with Gerard. Here we have two more fan OCs, or big YouTubers. Here we have Zyastar. He was an Angry Birds YouTuber, and even though he isn't active anymore, his memory lives on in the community. He was a close friend of Hero and Gerard, and, you know, made this OC of his as a tribute. I think he appeared in one video, Mighty Experiments Part 2, and that's about it, really. Here we have, of course, another legend. Arguably the most impactful Angry Birds plush tuber ever. It's Banjo videos. I'm really proud of how this figure turned out. I think it was really accurate, but, you know, due to this clay, this goddamn clay shrinking, he kind of looks unbalanced a little bit, but it's alright, you know, it's fine. So yeah, that's Banjo Videos. Really proud of how this figure turned out again. Even though it has cracked a bit. Now, I wouldn't consider this to be a fan OC, because it really is not. But what this figure is basically, or what this character is something that a fan made really popular. So, Luigi Fan made this random purple bird plush incredibly iconic. And honestly, I get why. He was really funny, and honestly, I mean, he has kind of become an icon of, you know, Angry Birds fan series and etc. You know, it's just really good. I don't think I have ever featured him in TLAB. If I haven't, then I guess I should. So yeah, that's the Purple Bird. So here's a whole cast of fan characters that was, you know, kind of an Angry Birds parody, the Effed Up Vids. Here is Sarge. Now recently I have updated Sarge's beak, and not gonna lie, the old beak was so shit, man. I think this one's like really, really good. So yeah, that's Sarge, the leader of the Effed Up Vids, and I think for some reason I love this guy's design so much. I don't understand why. I really like the Effed Up Vids in general. I think they're great. So firstly, we have the Chuck Recolor Brooklyn. Jesus Christ, where's your eye? Okay, so his eye is lost. Great, wonderful. So yeah, this is Brooklyn. Don't mind his terrifying eye. That's not normal. I don't know where the eye is. So yeah, he's basically a Chuck Recolor and also a member of the Effed Up Vids. Yeah, it's just a mediocre figure that I've made. It's not really up there with some of my best, but it's alright. So here we have another one that is not excellent, while I still like it. Here's Toucan, I think his name was. He has like a colorful beak and stuff, and he's pink. So here we have Woodsy. I don't know why they call him Woodsy. Maybe it's like he has the color of a wood or something, but yeah. So yeah, that's Woodsy. And here we have Frenchie, because I guess he's French. Yeah, I really like Frenchie's design, honestly. He's kind of cool. Even though he's technically a coward. Actually, that sounds a lot like France, to be honest. Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I was, scrambling to get through the figures, and here's something that I forgot the existence of so quickly to the point where she might have not even been featured in this video if I was not looking through the figures. Here is Shade, Dahlia's alternate form. Yeah, this character was recently introduced, and, you know, I forgot about the existence of it too, so yeah, it's not really my fault. It's just really forgettable. But yeah, here's Shade. By the way, I fixed Brooklyn's eye. Here is the Purple Bird. Now, I think it was called Bouncy. Bouncy has kind of gotten really bad. She's aged poorly, but in fact her eyebrows are gone, but I decided to not replace it because kind of felt like it looks better this way. Here is Matilda's mom. Yeah, you heard that right. This is Matilda's mom. So this is Chica, Matilda's mom, and she was only a background character in TOAB. I don't know when I'll introduce her. We'll see when that time comes, but basically that's Chica. Here is the OC of an old friend, Slasher. I still haven't updated this OC. I probably should because his beak is also getting worn off. But yeah, this is Slasher. Now here's another figure. Here is Mr. P. Now he had an entire episode dedicated to him, but that episode has still not come out, unfortunately. My bad, fellas. One day you'll see that episode though, I promise. Alright, so here is Hal's Angry Birds Rio design, which I turned into a completely different bird. Here is General Ducky. Now, this was actually Flappy Bird, then I decided to strip away the wings because it was just kind of, you know... I felt like it was kind of copying George, so here is General Ducky, a Flappy Bird without wings. I will actually make Flappy Bird someday, I just don't know when. So this guy is technically one of the most legendary Angry Birds out there. Alright, so here's an old Hal and an old Bubbles. Now, are these Hal and Bubbles? Nope. But are they cool old versions that could be used as background characters? Yes. So let's put them over here. So here is this old Ollie figure of mine that I've turned into a random white bird. So this guy is technically two figures at once. So this is both Gordon's father and the Blues father, because, spoiler alert, Gordon and the Blues are related. Oh, by the way, they're not sharing a father, they're just from the same descent, and Gordon's father looks like the Blues father because the Blues father is descended from Gordon's father. I hope that makes sense. If you didn't understand that, then I recommend you not watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, we're moving on to the core members of Robin's Flock. Now, these two are also part of the Robin's Flock, including that guy, Sarge, but here is Puffy. Now, he doesn't have his green spots, but I couldn't care less. Here is the brilliant Puffy. I'm really proud of how this figure turned out. Here is Charles, or Combo Chuck. Now, I know some will say, oh, you didn't even try with this guy. Well, I don't think I really had to. It's just Chuck with more furry eyebrows. Now, he does have incredible story significance, so I hope you guys are looking forward to him. So yeah, that's Charles. Here we have the Warhammer. I won't spoil anything because it's going to be really cool, I swear to God. This guy will appear in another video. Now, is he exactly the same as Tony? Yeah. Am I just trying to reuse this figure because number one, it's cool, and number two, it's big and, it's nice for action scenes? Yep. So here are the main two, the ones heading the band. So we have Pyro, Bomb Bomb, or Prototype Bomb. This figure, I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out excellent. He has his cape that's removable. He also keeps his sword here. I just wanted to make him unique and gave him this, cape. Finally, there is Robin, Red's grandfather and the leader of the Combo Flock. This is also another one of those figures that I'm incredibly proud of, and I think it looks good. It's a mixture of Combo Red and a slightly old Red. So yeah, that's Robin. Alright, so here we have two more prototype birds. Here we have George, the very first Angry Bird, and I had to recently glue back, like just right now, his eyebrows because it fell off. Yeah, I know this figure ain't anything special, but I'm really proud of it. I think it resembles the original sprite. Maybe not as good as George's, but still good in my own standards. Here we have another yellow bird. Here we have Bucky, the Chuck that appeared in the first cutscene of Angry Birds. I guess it was just a mistake that they forgot to fix or something. So yeah, this is Bucky. Now, out of all of those, are we done? Well, my friends, we are not done quite yet. Now, we have Mighty Eagle's young version, which is inspired by All Might. I think this figure is great. I hope Rovio canonizes this one day and gives me credit. Okay, no, just kidding. Yeah, but that's young Mighty Eagle. Here is the Baby Blues. Hatchlings, when they were hatchlings. Yeah, they're super cute. Here we have a Baby Joe. Now, this is not technically a Baby Joe, but it kind of does look like Joe, because I actually didn't have the intention of making it like Joe, but then it just kind of started resembling Joe, and I said, you know what, let's just call this Baby Joe. I mean, it's not really intended to be Joe. It's not Joe, but it looks like Joe. Here we have Baby, oh shit! Here we have Lord Angryfin, which will have a major role in the upcoming episode. Now, originally this was just a random old red that I decided to make, but you know what, I turned him into this guy, which is super cool. Now here's my updated CG11 bird that looks like he's staring into the void. Here we have Gordon's shadow form, nothing really too special. Here we have Pirate Chuck. Yeah, Pirate Chuck, you heard that, right? Yeah, it sounded quite weird, but yeah, Pirate Chuck. Now here we have the Squid Game staff that me and Fox made together. Now, if you've watched this episode, then you've known that this guy is actually Earl the Cowboy Hat Pig. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so if you were to ask me what is your favorite figure that you've made, I'd have to say Zita Urduja. Well, combined Zita and Urduja and decided to call her Zita Urduja. She appeared in only one flashback and was just a prop that was, intended for that one flashback. But yeah, here is Zita in all of her glory. We have Five Nights at Reddy's, so we have Reddy the Redbird, Chucky the Pirate, Bommy the Bunny, and Blue Chica. Now, they aren't the best, to be honest. I could have done a lot better, But hey, I think for what they are, they're pretty cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally arrived to the final section of this video, the Order of the Demon King. Now, starting off with the Demon King himself, the legendary King Pig that has genocided the birds, King Leonard Mudbeard. Now, Mudbeard was, I first made the custom itself, then I made the crown a year later. So yeah, Mudbeard, here he is in all his glory. He is a phenomenal figure. I just absolutely love him. I think this is what an actual old King Pig would look like. So yeah, that's Leonard Mudbeard. He was the main antagonist of Season 1. Well, not technically the main antagonist, but he always appears in flashbacks. Now, this character is actually created by Gerard and Blue Jay. The sprites being made by, I think, Blue Jay himself, and Gerard made, modern sprites of him. But yeah. Now, here we have the most iconic member of the Order of the Demon King. The Order of the Demon King, and the main antagonist of Season 1. Here we have Dr. Pig. It's a really old figure. I'm so proud of how it is, how he was. And yeah, I still like him to this day. Here we have Devil Pig, another iconic one. Now, I think I cooked really hard with his design. It's really simple, yet I think it's pretty good. Here we have Chaos Pig. I just combined a Minion Pig and Chaos from Sonic Adventure. I think he looks pretty solid. Here we have Richard, just a old Angry Birds Mattel Pig, but he's the father of Four-Man Pig. He betrayed King Pig and joined Leonard Mudbeard, but he was unfortunately exiled, so yeah. He's not dead, don't worry. Here's Richard. Here we have Ghost Pig. Quite a formidable opponent despite his size. So yeah, that's Ghost Pig. Okay, now I was doing the Order of the Demon King, but I put this figure next to the Order of the Demon King despite her not being a part of it. Here is Grandmother Hoglin. Now she's based on a Patronus and a pig, so yeah. It isn't anything crazy, but she just appeared in one episode and that's about it. Here we have Void Pig. She's just a dark ghost basically. Appeared in about 2 or 3 episodes. Now here is Toons Hal, or Tally, or Hal's older brother. Now, I was actually going to dedicate an episode to them. It's still planned, don't worry about it. I decided to make a Toons Hal figure, but I didn't know what to make of it. Then I decided, you know what, let's make this Hal's older brother that he has a rivalry with. So yeah, that's Tally. So here's a character from Heroes Quest. Here we have Nathan, the wizard. Now, his clothes color isn't accurate anymore. It's gotten really dusty, and he has worn off over time, but I still really like this figure. I'm really proud of how he turned out. And even the color of his skin has changed over time, but yeah. Here we have the Pet Pyro Snake Pig that was fan made by Odyssey, a friend of mine. So I have decided to dub him Nagini. Just like Voldemort's pet snake in Harry Potter, basically. Now, here we have arguably the coolest member of the Order of the Demon King. The one that I'm most proud of making. Here is Grandmaster Pork. Now, this is just a ninja pig that got color swapped into being white, and I think the design overall is pretty good in my opinion, I'm really proud of it. Alright, so here's one of the pigs that I'm most proud of. Here is the Clown Pig, or he's like a clown pig that looks like Pennywise. He's just a normal pig, just wearing a clown mask basically, but still I'm incredibly proud of how this guy turned out. Next we have the Grandfather Pirate Pig, or in other words, Captain Snort's father. Yeah. Alright, so this is technically not a member of the Order, but here's a ninja pig. It's just a ninja pig. Okay, so here are some other members. Here we have a zombie pig from Angry Birds Epic. Now I know it doesn't really exactly resemble that zombie pig, but this was my best shot. Finally, we have a character designed by my friend, Might Be Red. So here is this mercenary pig that's basically Four-Man Pig wearing glasses and with a blue bandana. He also had a knife, but I didn't know what happened to it. So yeah. By the way, there will be more Order of the Demon King members, but for now, these are the ones we have. With that being said, that's all of the cast done. Now I'm going to be showing some extras. Okay, so here's Red from Season 1. Still really good. but I decided to replace him. Here is Red at the start of Season 2. Now this guy has, got his, his spots have kind of worn out a little bit, fortunately. And here we have Red from Season 2 onwards. I will use this Red in Season 3 too, so I guess this Red is the new Red for a while now. Here are all my extra Reds. Here's this Red that looks like he's a zombie. Here's this extra Red that I painted over. Here's another extra Red. Here's another one. This is a Red I use in flashbacks. This is another Red with weird eyes, but yeah. Here's this Red that a friend of mine gave me, and unfortunately his spots are now gone, so yeah. Here we have a fine quality Red, I guess. Here we have the one at the start of Season 2, and here's another random Red. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I have plenty of extra Chucks, but these are the 2 ones that I have that are in finest quality, so yeah. Alright, so these are my extra blues, just in case. Here are my extra Hals, as you can see. Here is the old Stella that I used to use. Here is Stella in Season 1. Here's an extra Stella that I've made. Unfortunately, her hair has fallen off. Here is Mattel Stella that Fox Gamer gifted me as a part of our trade. Magnificent figure, as you can see. Oh, by the way, here's Terrance's evolution. Season 1 Terrance, the Mattel Terrance, and here's Season 2 Terrance, the absolute titan. Now, oh my god, like, this guy, like, I can't understate, like, I was like, okay, it's not that necessary to get this guy, but it genuinely is so good. Like, the size and everything is just better than this Mattel Terrance in every way. Still really happy about this figure though, it served me well, thank you Terrance. This is the only extra Icebird that I have that's in, good quality, I guess. Here are some of my K'NEX figures. We got a K'NEX Bomb, a K'NEX Red, a K'NEX Chuck, a K'NEX Icebird. We have K'NEX Space Red, K'NEX Space Chuck, an extra K'NEX Terrance. Oh, here is my old Silver from Season 1 that right now I'm using for Frightful as a placeholder. I will make a Frightful custom and you'll see him in the series. I'm so excited to introduce him. Oh, by the way, here's an extra Space Chuck. Here is my old Bubbles from the start of Season 1. His hair fell off during recording and I decided to make a paper hair, which honestly is much better and it has never fallen off since. Maybe it's because I haven't recorded with him, but yeah, basically that. And over here, as you can see, there is plenty of rubbish or like too many figures for me to even go over. Maybe one day we'll make like a definitive collection video, but we'll see. So here's my old King Pig, really dirty and really bad, honestly. I'm really glad that I changed my King Pig. Still miss this guy though, and I might make something of him, but I might need to, patch up his eye first. Alright, so I've put in everything into place, but there is one thing missing, if you couldn't tell. The very final prop. The eggs. And there we go, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and if you want to see more of these figures, then yeah, subscribe basically. So when will I make another collection update video? Now, I actually overdo this one. And I think, it's because there was barely any updates, but next year there will be another collection update. Hopefully the collection grows significantly to the point where it does warrant a collection update, but I don't think this time around the growth was significant enough to the point where I had to make one, but I did one anyway for the sake of you guys because you guys wanted it. And I think there was some growth, but it could have definitely been better. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.